What's going on, guys? So I'm gonna lower my seat a little bit. We're live right now. This is gonna be something totally randomly off of the cuff. Don't know what we're gonna talk about, but anyways, I thought I had a few minutes or so to make a video. Wasn't really planning on making a video. It's Sunday right now, so I don't think very many people are gonna watch this or whatever, but regardless, I wanted to make something that that you guys can watch, because as you guys know, I haven't been making videos for a little while, so I wanted to do a live stream, and I got two people here, but I wanted to do a live stream just to talk to you guys. Hey Christian, what's going on? But I wanted to make a video just to talk to you guys, answer some questions, show you guys my new gun that I just got, maybe talk about some future videos and stuff. So what's up, Leo? All right, so while you guys are joining, got 14 people already. Wow. While you guys are joining, I'm gonna go ahead and load this up so I can start reading your stuff, because I can see it on the screen. All right, let me mute my mic. Oh, and by the way, the title of this video, thanks for 5,000 subs, guys. That means so much to me. You guys have no idea how much that means to me, especially like right now with all the crap that I'm going through. I feel like life is throwing a whole bunch of just crap at me, like time after time, recently, and just finding out recent bad news and stuff like that. And I haven't been on YouTube a whole lot recently, and freaking I just saw that I hit 5,000 subscribers, and that kind of blows my mind, because you guys are something really positive in my life right now, and it's kind of you know, helping me look at the bright side of things. But regardless, I want to show you guys something real cool, something that I got, which you can see in the title, which is this puppy right here, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. It is clear, there's nothing in the chamber or anything, but I got this. This is a Ruger AR-556. It's basically really similar to an M4, and the reason I got this is so I can practice with this. So if you guys didn't know, when you're in the Army Reserves, or when you're active duty, honestly, you only have to qualify with your weapon you know, once a year, right? So you only have to qualify with your weapon once a year. For your PT test, you have to qualify twice a year, every 6 months. And since I'm in the reserves, you basically only shoot once a year. And so I got this. It's really similar to an M4, which is what most of you are going to use. You might also shoot an M16, but I got this so I can practice, you know, at least every month, just shooting, just, you know, getting the feel for everything. I zeroed this today, so I zeroed it today. So anyways, this is really cool. I want to make some kind of video about this in the future, taking it apart, putting it together, because a lot of you guys asked me, like, I made a video talking about or showing you guys how to take it apart, but I didn't actually show you how to put it together. So that's that. Yeah, this thing is pretty cool. Yeah, it's got the flag. I put these skins on it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, so let's answer some of your questions. All right. So happy you're doing this. I went to basic tomorrow. You leave for basic tomorrow, or you went to basic tomorrow? That's past tense and future tense in one sentence. So I'm kind of confused. But yeah, I mean, this is the reason I'm doing these videos, is to help you guys out as much as possible, because whenever I joined the Army, there wasn't a lot of stuff on the Army, like what it was like as a whole. So that's why I started making these videos. I'll leave for basic tomorrow. Dang, there's a lot of you leaving tomorrow. Well, good luck. Enjoy your time with your family. Enjoy your free time. Get some sleep tonight, or get some sleep the night before reception, because you might not get a lot of sleep. Seattle to South Carolina. Wow. Still going through it with the old lady. Still going through it with the old lady. Not sure what that means, but yeah, me and my girlfriend are no longer together. What's your funniest MEPS experience? NCR Ranger. Funniest MEPS experience? I don't know if I have a really funny MEPS experience aside from there was a lot of people who, when they were filling out the paperwork, the guy explaining it to everybody, he's like, all right, you're going to fill out this box and you're going to do exactly what I say. And he would repeat it like 5 or 6 times. Like, I'm not even kidding. This guy would repeat what to do so many times, and there'd be people every time. I screwed up. And I thought that was hilarious. But just a funny little MEPS experience for me, I don't think I've ever talked about this before, was whenever I passed out whenever they took my blood. I may or may not have mentioned it, but whenever I used to get shots and stuff like that, I would pass out. It happens to a lot of people. I thought I was unique in this. But whenever I went to MEPS and I found out that they had to draw my blood, I was like, oh crap, I'm probably going to pass out or whatever. And long story short, I did. I passed out on the floor, whatever. And I thought I was going to fail MEPS. I thought they were going to send me home and be like, all right, you can't join because you passed out because you were given blood or whatever. But it didn't happen. I was totally scared. I told them it never happened before, but it had. But that's just a funny MEPS experience on my part, that I passed out on the floor whenever they took my blood. So, all right, RJ Cummings, what advice would you give for someone who wants to start a YouTube channel? I have a good concept of a type of content I want, but no camera. Haha, thanks. Question for you. Do you have a phone? Because if you have a phone with any kind of camera on it, you can make a video with that phone, right? So most people have smartphones. If you don't have a smartphone, maybe like get a plan or something to have one so you can use your phone. Because like currently right now, I'm using my iPhone 6s Plus, right? I've had this phone for about 2 years, so I'm about to upgrade to the next iPhone. So the video quality should actually get a little bit bigger or better, because I don't have the money to pay hundreds of dollars on a camera that I'm going to use for something that doesn't like really, I don't do things that aren't usually financially beneficial or don't like, I want to bring back a return on my investment, and invest in like $600, $700 in a camera, which is what you would have to do to have a camera that's better than this one. I'm not okay with doing that right now. So if you have if you want to start a YouTube channel and you have a phone with a camera, first of all, use that. The other things, low res frames per second kind of suck. Still, like I said, man, if you can get a phone, like upgrade your leave law typo. Oh, okay. So if you have a phone, or if you don't have a good phone, try to get one, because that's going to be the cheapest option. So you can't really start a YouTube channel without something to record, and if it's really that bad, then that's that. Also, if you have a good topic, I thought I had a pretty good one with this channel topic, which there was not a whole lot of people going in depth with the Army and their experiences and stuff like that. So that's what my idea was for this channel. I'm just going to talk about my experiences, and I'm going to share that with y'all to help you guys not make some of the mistakes that I make or made, and just share some of the future experiences that I'm going to have. So if you've got a good channel concept, a good channel idea, just go with it, right? The first few videos I made on this channel sucked. I really want to remake them. The what is red phase like, what is white phase like, what is blue phase like, what's reception like. I made videos on that. Those are like my most viewed videos, but they suck. They suck in comparison to, I think, what I have now. So don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in thinking that you're gonna make the best videos ever just right off the get-go and it's gonna be great, right? I still have trouble with dealing with that. Like, I want to make super duper good videos, and I kind of struggle with, you see all these big YouTubers with all these fancy cameras and fancy mics and fancy everything, and you want to make stuff that's really good, but you don't have the budget to do it yet. So you just got to do what you got to do, and your videos will get better through time. Like, my videos aren't like super crazy amazing, but I hope they've at least improved a little bit since my first video, and I think that's true. So if you haven't uploaded any videos yet, then just start and get going. So it's not really an Army topic related video, but that's kind of what I'm doing this live stream. Let's just talk. We could talk about whatever. If you want to ask any other questions, feel free. So anyways, yeah, thanks. Love your channel. Also, I'm going into the Army after my senior year is up. Good. I'm really glad that helps. So Akeem, was great news. I passed my physical. The only thing now, I gotta go to an eye doctor for a second opinion. After that, I should be able to pick my MOS. That is awesome. Like I said, just keep me updated. A lot of you guys who leave comments and send me messages and stuff, I really like hearing what's going on with y'all and all that. So that's really good. That's really good. Glad things are going good. So my best friend, what is it, Quan? My best friend has been at basic for 2 months. I haven't heard from him. Is there any way to get in touch with him? He's at Fort Benning. If you know his family, if you're friends with him on Facebook, you could probably reach his family through Facebook. And if you do that, then they for sure have gotten a letter for him. Unless he hasn't sent a letter out, then there's going to be no way for you to get in touch with him. But if he has and he sent a letter to his family telling them the address to send the mail to, then if you can get in touch with his family, ask them for the address, then you can mail him. Because he might not know what your address is. If it's your best friend, like I don't have my best friend's address memorized, so I wouldn't be able to send them mail. So get in touch with his family. I think that's the best way to go about that. So, all right, 2 semesters of college to go. Keep the videos coming. Yeah, I got 2 semesters too. All right, does anything special happen at basic during Thanksgiving? Well, I wasn't in a basic training during Thanksgiving, but they might do something a little special. I don't know, but I was at AIT during Thanksgiving. So what happens kind of overall across the Army is they do special stuff for Thanksgiving. I remember they talked it up like Thanksgiving dinner is going to be awesome, and it's going to be such good food. And I remember my first sergeant and commander, they were like, yeah, I take my family to the Thanksgiving dinner at the DFAC because it's just so good. Well, I think that's a total load of crap. I mean, they gave us like the turkey and the stuffing and all that stuff, but it was just like normal, average turkey and stuffing. There wasn't like any extra food. They had a whole bunch of desserts there, but all the desserts were just on display and you couldn't eat them, so that was kind of stupid. But they did do something a little special. All of basically the chain of command, a couple sergeant majors, colonels, lieutenant colonels, all the officers, stuff like that, they were actually serving us food on Thanksgiving. So it wasn't just like the lunch ladies or like, the normal cooks serving the food. So that was kind of cool. So what's my Instagram? Check the description of this video. Yes, check the description of this video. But that was kind of cool. But I don't think the Thanksgiving dinner was all that they said it was going to be. So basic training packing list tips. Pack as little as possible. You need your basic, your hygiene, your razor, toothbrush, a little small thing of shampoo. And I think, yes, you need shampoo. I got the Axe kind that's like shampoo, conditioner, and body wash all mixed together so that I could wash the little bit of hair that I had real quick and then clean off my body because you might not have a lot of time to shower. But take as little as possible. Don't listen to your recruiter or anybody if they say take all this extra stuff, like extra clothes. Like you're not going to need that. I've talked about this a few times. So if you want to look up a video on like packing for the Army, you can search and you should be able to find something on my channel, but I don't remember the exact title. RJ Cummings. All right. Let me ask this one. So how often do Army Reserve soldiers deploy? Just as often as other active duty units, right? Or at least brigades or something like that. Like maybe your company doesn't deploy, but the higher unit will deploy just as often. And it also depends on if you want to deploy or not. So if there's some kind of unit that you know that you can transfer to and they are about to deploy, you can request to be transferred to that unit and then you can deploy with them. I've seen it happen multiple times now. So you can do that. So theoretically, if you're in the reserves, you can almost deploy kind of very rapidly, right? So you can make some bank doing that if you want to be deployed for a long time. But I mean, active duty, you're probably, like if you do a 4-year contract, you're probably going to get deployed once. If you're in the Army Reserves, if you do your 6-year contract, you're probably going to get deployed once. Whenever you do get deployed in the reserves, you do not have to deploy for at least another 4 years, right? So you join the Army Reserves, you get deployed right away. Well, you don't have to deploy for another 4 years But then after that, you can deploy again. But if you want to deploy before that, you can. You can request all of that. So how often do Army Reserve soldiers deploy? Just like a lot of answers, it depends. But basically about as often as active duty people. So, all right. So let's see here. Question: to pass a physical, if you're overweight for your height, but have a low body fat percentage, can you join the Army? All right, so basically, if you're overweight for your height, they're going to tape you. So they're going to tape your neck and your stomach, I believe. And if that you don't pass the taping of that, they don't really check like body fat percentage or anything. They just check that. If you don't pass that, then you don't pass. So, I mean, body fat percentage is not a huge deal. It's just like if you're lucky enough to have like a skinny neck or I think it's a thick neck. I can't remember. I've never had to be taped, or like a skinny torso, then you're going to be fine. But if you're overweight and you just so happen to have like a big belly, then that might cause an issue because that's what they go off of. They don't go off of actual body fat percentage. They don't like pinch you and like test you and all that stuff. So there's that. Is there a way to support the channel through PayPal? If you're talking about my channel, no. The only way to technically financially support the channel is by watching videos, like, commenting, and all that stuff because it helps promote the channel. And then they have the super chat thing here, which a few people did once before, which kind of like blew my mind. But that's really the only way that I have now to support the channel is through super chat and just watching the videos and watching like all the way through. Because if you guys didn't know, when you watch a YouTube video, YouTube kind of goes off of minutes watched, like how long did that person watch your video. If your video is 10 minutes long, did they watch it all the way through? So like if you watch one of my videos that's 10-15 minutes and you only watch like 2 minutes of it, yes, I got a view, but you also degraded the minutes watched and the percentage and all that stuff. So that's kind of how things go. So if you want to support in that way, just watch the whole video or something because they're always interesting all the way until the end. Something that I was thinking about doing in the future is when I have the money to like give stuff away, it's just like to help encourage people to watch the whole video or something. Because as soon as I do the little outro, like that's it for this video, pretty much like everybody just clicks off. So I was thinking of something kind of cool that I can reward people, like have something flash on the screen and it's like a $10 gift certificate or something like that. I think that's really cool. And it's something I really want to do, like, when I start like making money off of YouTube, and that's something I can give back to you guys. So that's something pretty cool. Which martial arts do they teach you in the Army? They teach you Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and that's pretty much it. They don't teach any like Muay Thai fighting or anything. And it's Fabilito 28. Yeah, you mentioned me before. Thanks for the $2. You could have left a comment or something or asked me, but that, I mean, guys, like I said, the amount of support that you guys have been giving me on this channel, especially in the hard time that I'm going through right now, it means a lot to me. And the fact that some of you guys are willing to give just $2, $1, anything, it really, I don't even know how to express how much it means. So thank you for everything, and just thank you guys, because the little things mean a lot, and you'll learn that in life. I know a lot of you guys are younger. It's the little things. But anyways, okay, I cannot remember what I was talking about because that totally got me sidetracked. If somebody wants to remind me what I was talking about before the awesome super chat user, then that would be awesome. What was I talking about? I cannot remember at all. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, which martial arts do they teach you? Yeah, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I did MMA for a little while, so I learned a little bit more Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and some fighting techniques than most people do whenever they go into the Army. And in the 6 months or so that I did MMA and that I was learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu through doing that, the stuff that they taught us at basic training was nowhere near like as good. Like, it was just like the basics, like the bare minimum basics of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That was the way it was for us. If you did more in-depth stuff, like they have, what is it? Combatives level 1, 2, and 3 training, which is where you can get more in-depth in that, but they're not going to teach you, you're not going to be like some super duper fighter guy after going to basic training. Like, you're just not. But if you do extra combatives training, combatives level 1, combatives level 2, all that stuff, which is if you're active duty, if you have a combat MOS, you're probably going to be more likely to do that. And I know you can't get that in like your contract when you enlist, like right now, but it's just something when you get to your unit, if the opportunity arises, just, hey, is there combatives level 1 training that you can go to? Because you have to go to the first one, and once you pass that one and complete that, then you can go to the second one, and it just gets harder and harder and harder. All right. So I did MMA for about a year. It should help me out then. Yes, if you did MMA for a year, then you're going to be more well-trained than most other people, especially like with the Pugils thing, which is like where you have the stick and you fight. I thought that the amount of fighting experience that I had really helped me just destroy everybody, because it kind of just helps. Like, if you know how to fight, then you know how to fight, and people who don't know how to fight don't know how to fight. And it doesn't take a whole lot of experience just to reach that, just to get that little bit extra edge on somebody in a fight. Because if you just know the basics of stuff, if you know the basics of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, if you know the basics of actually like boxing, then you're going to be fine when it comes to like a normal fight, when you're fighting a normal person. So, the Lord of Chaos. I'm leaving for basic in a week. Is there a way to slightly improve my cardio before I leave? Yeah, you can start focusing on only drinking water, eating good foods and stuff like that. You can focus on that. And with a week left to go, you can kill yourself, as much as you want, as running and stuff like that. Don't try to run too much and get like shin splints, hurt your leg. If you haven't been running, then don't go and try and do, a straight like half a marathon or just like crazy stuff. Just do what you got to do. Run every day, every other day. You got a week left. Just improve just a little bit so that you're still in shape whenever you get to basic training. But with a week to go, hopefully you've been doing stuff before now. So hopefully you're going to be fine. No, Shizliza, they did not teach us that. What can I be as a 25 Bravo after the Army? Alright, so 25 Bravo, my MOS, it's basically, you're an IT specialist, right? So you'll learn a lot about computers, you'll learn a lot about networking, you'll learn some stuff about some more like Army specific things. But I think any kind of like, you're not gonna, if you have a 25 Bravo, and this kind of, for the most part, goes with any other MOS that you guys are going to pick. Whatever MOS you guys are going to pick, just because you have the MOS doesn't mean you're necessarily going to have like that job after the Army. You need to actually apply yourself. You need to try and get certifications. You need to actually know what you're doing. Because if you try to go apply for a job as a 25 Bravo, you're like, oh, I know a lot about computer engineering and I know how to put together computers and fix computers and all that stuff. Because you'll learn how to fix computers on a basic level. But if you haven't gotten like your A+ certification, if you don't like really know what you're talking about, then just saying you're a 25 Bravo, it might get you a foot in the door. It might get you in at a bottom level job as far as computers go. But you're going to learn. You're going to learn that you need to learn a lot more than just what you're going to learn at AIT. So what jobs can you get? I think anything with like the hardware, computers, networking, setting up networks, with dealing with switches, routers. So like, I guess you could work, you could get a basic job like at a cable company or something, installing internet. Like, that's just basic stuff that you're going to learn at AIT. I think anything basically hardware related. There's not a whole lot software related. So if it's got a computer, deals with the network and the internet, I think you'll be fine getting some kind of job related to that on the civilian side. So we got 29 people here, which is 29 people on a live stream on Sunday is awesome. 31 people. It just went up. That is also cool. But we got 31 people and 19 likes. So what the heck, guys? Only 19 likes. There's 31 people watching right now. So click that like button if you want to support me in that way. So, how hard is marching? How long did it take to get it down? That's actually a really good question, and it kind of takes. All right, so if you've taken ROTC in high school, then you're going to be fine. So thanks for liking it, Jennifer. More people are liking the video now. 27 people. Still got 30 people watching this, 29 likes. So we need one more of you who hasn't liked the video. 31, all right. So we finally surpassed the likes to people viewing ratio. So good job, guys. But yeah, so marching. So if you're talking about marching in with a group of other people, so marching with your platoon or whatever, if you take an ROTC in high school, then you're going to be good to go. I wouldn't worry about it. Some things might be different if you took like Air Force ROTC or whatever, but if you know how to, if you've marched, you're just used to that, then you're going to be good to go. And at reception, that's pretty much the goal, right? So you get a reception, you're there for a couple days, you might be there 3 days, you might be there 8 days, you might be there 2 weeks, like some people. I was there 8 days, which is why I said that specific number. But that whole time, the drill sergeants are having you march from place to place. They're marching you. They're kind of showing you the ropes just a little bit. So within those first couple days, people are going to be like, oh, this is the way you do it. This is the way you do it. Oh, this is how we did it in ROTC. This is blah, 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 blah. There's going to be people doing that. There's going to be people who have no clue what they're doing. And by the end of reception, you guys should be fairly competent at marching, right? You're not going to be, no other soldier besides a drill sergeant is going to be marching you at reception, but once you get the basic training, then you personally could be marching that person, and I think that takes about a week to get pretty solid at. So, I'm scared of heights. Have any advice with the whole 90-degree wall? If you're scared of heights, one of the cool things about the Army is it doesn't matter, right? So, and what I mean by that is you're going to learn to conquer some of your fears. Because some of the stuff that I've done, some obstacles that I've done in the Army, confidence courses and stuff like that, like you could die if you fell. Like you could break your leg, break your spine. Like it's from like you're 40 feet up and you're climbing over something that you could just fall straight onto the ground. A lot of things they have nets, but some things, I don't know what this one obstacle is called, but I've done it twice and it's definitely one where I could die on. And you just have to conquer that fear, right? So if you're scared of heights, then you just got to dig deep inside and just do what you got to do. Because there's going to be times in your life, there's going to be times in the Army when you're going to suck at something, when you're going to be scared of something, when you're just going to be whatever. A lot of things that are going to say that you don't want to do it, but you just got to do it. Like there's no getting around it. You just have to do it. So if you're scared of heights, I mean, you don't have to go airborne or anything, but a lot of people actually go airborne when they're scared of heights to conquer their fear, because I think that's something that shows how some personal strength, being able to face your fears. Like you're scared of something, but you're going to do it regardless. And I think that's something to keep in mind. All right, I heard you get 2 weeks off for Christmas holidays even if you're at basic. Is that true? Yes, that is true. Who said that? Isaac Foreman. Yeah, you're gonna if you leave for basic probably right now, then you guys should be getting some kind of break, I think, for Christmas. And whenever I was in AIT, I graduated from AIT on December 16th. The day for the 2 weeks of leave was December 18th. So if you don't know what day you're going to have that break, it's probably going to be somewhere around there. So December 18th-ish of this year is probably going to be the day when you get to come home for 2 weeks for Christmas. And that is going to take your leave days. Like, it's not just free vacation. You're now in the Army, and you've been accumulating leave, and those 2 weeks of vacation is 2 weeks of your leave, right? So if you've only been at basic training for a couple months, you've only gotten 5 days of leave, well, you're still going to be forced to take those 14 days for the Christmas vacation. And that means you're going to be negative 9 days of leave. So you're still going to have to go, what is that, like 4 more months or so before you can get in the positive on your leave days, 5 more months. So that's something to keep in mind. But if you're leaving for basic training right now or in the next month, 2 months, that's just, you can't avoid it. You're going to have to do it. And it's going to be really cool. You're going to get to come home. but then you're going to go back to basic training after being home for a while. It's going to suck. You're going to be using your leave days, and that sucks. But anyways, thank you. Also, I'm kind of overweight and a senior in high school, so what could I do to get in shape? Also, I used to smoke, so my stamina isn't good as it should be. There's a lot of people who smoke in the Army. I think it's probably one of the dumbest things ever. I hate smoking. I've never smoked before. I think it's horrible for you. I also don't understand why people who have a lifestyle that requires them to be in good physical shape will do something that degrades their physical shape. So I don't quite understand that. But if you're a smoker, go ahead and just stop. You're going to be forced to stop at basic training. Like, you're not going to be allowed to smoke. But I've made videos on physical fitness. I'm still wanting to make some more in-depth stuff, but just run, right? So just exercise, just run. If you want some more in-depth stuff, I've talked about how to prepare for basic training physically in a past video. And I feel like that's one of the videos, or that's one of the things I've talked about a crap ton in all my live streams. So I'm sorry if I don't go into too much in depth on that. Alright, so is it possible for an Army reservist to live on base? I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. Alright, let's see. Wondering what kind of stuff you're allowed / not allowed to have with you at AIT. Example, laptop. Example, 25 uniform, leaving for basic in 7 days. Thanks. If you're a 25 uniform, I know for a fact you're going to be able to have your laptop. You can have your Xbox. You can have a monitor for your Xbox. But I think it can't be larger than like 20 inches or something, or 24 inches. So like the monitor of your screen can only be so big. And for us, I was 25 Bravo. If you're a 25 uniform, we're going to be at the same area, right? So thanks. I know I'm super happy about 5K. Jinsoku Lee. I'm terrible at pronouncing names, but you should be able to have your console and all that stuff, unless something crappy has happened and they took that privilege away for a little while. But you should be good to go with a laptop and stuff like that. So, all right, I'm going to be in. Let's see. Have I missed any other? I've missed a lot of it. One of the awesome things about doing these live streams is I get to answer a lot of questions, but I also feel super bad for not answering all of the questions because, that's kind of the point. Like, I want to answer as many questions as I have, but by the time I answer a question, more questions happen. So really, that's the dilemma. All right, so yes, don't smoke. It's not worth it. All right, I'm going to be in OSET for. Would you still get that 2 weeks break? Yes, you would. It doesn't matter if you're in AIT or whatever. You'll have the 2 weeks break, but also when you're in AIT, you have the option of staying, which you do not have when you're at basic training, as far as I know. But when you're at basic, they force you to take that leave. When you're at AIT, it's optional, but 99% of people take the leave because everybody wants to go home and see their family. How's life in the 25 series? I like it. I like it a lot. I think 25 series is one of the best branches to pick, which is also why I want to pick that as an officer. I'm planning on going to AIT with my fiance. I'm planning on going to AIT with my fiance. He's gone for 24 weeks, Fort Eustis, Virginia, and I'm pregnant. How or will he get to see the birth? If it's your first, all right, kind of across the board, there's always different circumstances that can affect things, aka your commander or his commander. But if it is your first child, from what my first sergeants and commanders and people have told me, because this question gets asked a lot, if it's your first child, then more than likely they will let him go home, take some leave to be there for the birth. And if it is not your first child, then more than likely they won't. So keep that in mind. I think he will be able to see that for the baby's birthday if it's your first kid. If not, it's 50-50. All right. Do you have any advice for a recruit about to ship with an 18 X-ray contract? Yeah, you should probably... All right, so 18 X-ray is something that you should not take lightly. You should definitely look at it as a privilege. And I don't think you should take things for granted. And I also don't think that you should go to basic training thinking that that is going to get you in shape, that is going to teach you the things that you need to know. I know me personally, whenever I was originally wanting to go 18 X-ray, I had the same thought process, or what I'm about to tell you was my thought process. But you need to learn a lot before you go. You need to be in the best shape as you can possibly be before you go 18 X-ray, because number one, you're going to be Special Forces. Number two, if you don't get selected, then you're going to get picked for another random job that you have no clue or control over what you're going to get. You could be tasked to, I don't know, like be some other combat MOS, like just anything else. I mean, maybe you super don't want to be a Cav Scout. They tell you to be a Cav Scout, but you wanted to be Special Forces. So keep that in mind. You need to be in really good shape. You need to, if you check out my video on books to learn or whatever before basic training, if you actually go through and look at those, if you look at the Ranger Handbook, I think those things will be beneficial for you just to have some kind of understanding of what you're going to learn, what you're going to go through. And yeah, just be in super good shape. You know, you need to be running a lot. And if you can walk or hike, I think that's also really important. Please don't ignore my question. Can you pose Army fitness workout at home video? Yeah, wait. So you want me to post a workout video for working out at home, or do you want me to make a video of me doing a workout at home? I'm not sure, but I guess it's kind of the same thing. So reply to that in the the chat. So yeah. So Lance's Christ. I'm so bad at pronouncing names. Like I'm really bad. So I signed my contract for 13 Papa, Aviation Operations Specialist. Thank you for saying that, because I don't know what every MOS is. So when sometimes people say certain MOS, I don't know what that is. Right? So, but I'm having second thoughts and want infantry. Is it possible to change my MOS while still in the delay entry program? If it is, you're going to have a super hard time doing it, but I've never heard of anybody doing that. Like when you've signed that dotted line that you're going to have that MOS, then as far as I know, that's what you are stuck with. 35 Fox. All right, let's see here. What was the original question? All right. Do combat MOSs get promoted faster? I'm an E2 signing for Cav Scout. It kind of just depends on your unit. If your unit has a slot, let me get this lighting a little bit better. If your unit has a slot for you, then yes. If your unit doesn't have a slot for you, then no. But I don't think it's any faster, no. What was that question? The 35 Foxtrot? I can't find it. I cannot find it. Workout video for fitness. So you're talking about a workout fitness video at home. I can definitely do that. All right. So how much do you know? Do you know? I'm sorry, guys. I'm really bad at reading comments. I feel like during a live video, like I get dyslexic or something like that, and I just can't read. I'm terrible. But what do I know about 68 whiskey? I about said the wrong thing, and I'm looking at it right now. But it's a tough job. You're going to get a lot of experience, and you're also going to see some things that a lot of people are not going to get to see, nor do they want to see. So that is something that I've been told by combat medics. And basically, from what I hear, it's really difficult unless you're like super gung-ho. Like, I mean, first of all, you don't know, for speaking this to all of you guys, you don't know if you're going to like the Army yet or not. Like, for 99% of you, you haven't joined. You're not in the Army. You don't know what it's going to be like. You think 68 Whiskey is going to be great. I thought 25 Bravo was going to be great. I could have hated it, but I liked it. You could think 68 Whiskey is going to be great, but you could hate it. A lot of people, when they get deployed as a 68 Whiskey, see things that nobody should see, and it's difficult for a lot of people. So it's a very rewarding job. It's a job where you're literally going to get to save people's lives, but you're also going to see people die. So that's what I know about it. But yeah, I mean, it's also a job where you can have civilian stuff on the civilian side. Sorry that got super serious, but that's just the truth, and that's just what I've heard from 68 Whiskeys. It's hard to do more than one combat tour because it's a difficult thing to do. All right, so moving on to something else. All right, just any extra information, top secret clearance, not much info anywhere else. Yeah, you should get, for any of the 35 series, you should be getting a top secret clearance, which if you get a top secret clearance, that is awesome on the civilian side. There's a lot of jobs that just because you have that is going to be really beneficial for you, because like in some companies they give you a top secret clearance, but then the company itself has to pay, I don't know, it's like tens of thousands of dollars to get a top secret clearance. So that saves them a whole lot of money. So they're looking at you like, we're going to save money when we pick up this guy. So that's good. But I mean, as far as like the specifics, I don't know a whole lot. I know the number 3 job that I have for my branch selection is military intelligence. So maybe in the next year or so, I will know a whole lot more than I know now about the MI side of things in the Army. So, we went back down to 19 viewers. You guys leaving me. I guess I'm getting super boring right now. I've been going for 41 minutes. I had no clue I was going for that long. I had no clue. All right, what time do you get up in the morning during basic? What time do we get up? I remember I made a video specifically talking about this. So if you want to see me talk about it in depth, I made a video of like what an average morning is like at basic training, and I can't remember now, but I think I wrote it down, which is why I remembered then. But I think we woke up at like 4 or 4:30. I think it was 4:30, I think. But that's what time we woke up for basic training. Is the firefighter MOS hard to get? To be completely honest, I'm not 100% sure that we had a firefighter MOS. But I think that if you were like a volunteer firefighter or something like that, or if you really want to be a firefighter in the Army, then go and try and be a volunteer firefighter. See if you like it, and if you do, then I think that will help a whole lot in you being able to pick that job. All right, so, all right. Advice or any concerns with 25 Bravo? I need to start looking at the names a little bit more when somebody asks me a question, because I've talked about 25 Bravo in this video. Any advice? Don't be too worried about knowing a whole lot about computers before you go to 25 Bravo school. And again, this kind of goes with all of the MOSs, or most of the MOSs. Don't be too worried about, I don't know a whole lot about this field. I don't know a whole lot about this, 25 Bravo. I don't know a whole lot about computers. Don't be too worried about that, because they're going to teach you everything you need to know at the beginning about computers. I don't have any concerns about it though. So, all right, just signed up a 14 Echo Patriot System Operator. That's awesome. All right, so, if Nitro asked a question. Let's see here. If you do know a bit about a computer, will the training be redundant, or will I still be learning new things? If you knew a lot about computers, you would still learn a lot of new things about computers at AIT. The only way that I can see it not working out that way, of like where you're not going to learn a whole lot, is if you already have like 5, 6, 7, computer certifications, and you've gotten that. But they go into pretty far in depth at AIT, so I think you're going to be learning a lot. So, all right, let's say I choose 11 X-ray. Can I ask for Airborne? Yes, you can. And honestly, like so let's say an MOS like mine. I've been talking about it a lot. 25 Bravo, something like that. So, a non-combat MOS. If you don't get airborne in your contract, can you go airborne after training? Yes, but it's difficult. But if you're a combat MOS, some units might require you to be airborne. So, yeah. But you should, if you want to get airborne, get it in your contract. Get it in your contract. Get it in your contract. I could say it a million bajillion times, and that's something that's a key point I want to press home, that every person who ever watches a video on this channel, I hope you understand, if you haven't signed your contract yet, if you haven't talked to a recruiter, whatever you actually want to do, get that in your contract, right? If they say it's not available and you're super bummed out about it and you really want to do it, then just wait a little bit, and at some point it's going to be available. All right. Can any MOS go to airborne school? As far as I know, any MOS can be airborne. Not every MOS can be a ranger, but I think any MOS can be airborne. I mean, there's probably a list somewhere, and for the 170 MOSs, I mean, if it's not every MOS, it's probably like 165 MOSs. So I wouldn't be worried about your MOS not being airborne. I mean, especially, I think you said you wanted to be 68 whiskey. Yeah, you're gonna be fine. Which of the 25 series do you think is better? 25 Bravo, of course, because that's me. I mean, in all honesty, yeah, I think I like 25 Bravo a lot. So, 25 Delta is good. Yes, go for an option 4 or your 11 X-ray. What's my MOS? Like I said, 25 Bravo, but currently it is kind of sort of not 25 Bravo anymore because I'm a cadet and I'm about to get branched to certain MOS as an officer. So I might not even be in the 25 series anymore. All right. Do you prefer on-base housing or off? Two things. Number one, it depends on the base, and number two, it depends on the area. So some bases have horrible housing. For example, when I was at Fort Gordon, the on-base housing, the on-post housing was pretty bad compared to Fort Bragg, was pretty bad compared to Fort Benning, was pretty bad compared to Fort Jackson, just a couple of the bases I've been to. So those on-post housing or base houses are pretty nice. But if you're on a post where there's crappy houses on post, but the housing off post is fairly cheap, then I would go off the off post housing. You might have to drive 5 minutes farther, 10 minutes farther for PT in the morning or whatever, but I think it'll be worth it. Also, the Army will still pay for your housing off post. So depending on the area, like I said, will depend on how much money they give you for the house. So let's say your rent is $1,000 and they give you $1,200 a month for your mortgage or rent or whatever, then you can pocket the extra $200. So it's really a case-by-case basis of whether or not which one's better for you. But I'll also look at like the on-post houses. Like, are they nice? Because like whenever I was in AIT, one of my instructors missed class or something one day. Like he didn't come to class and we had to get another person instructing us because the roof of his bathroom caved in. And if that doesn't tell you how the housing was at Fort Gordon, at least where he was, I don't know what will. But I mean, Fort Benning's got some nice houses. Like so does Fort Bragg. Like really nice houses. All right. How long have I been in the Army? It's been about 2.5 years, a little bit more, but about 2.5 years. So it's not been super long. Feels like it's been like that, but it's been about 2.5 years, and I have liked it a lot. Yeah, I can't wait until I'm in longer and then I have more experiences to share with you guys. All right, what happens if you get airborne on your contract, but you end up failing jump school because of being afraid of jumping from a plane? Well, then you're going to fail. And that actually happens, right? My brother, who's been to airborne school, I've made a video with him on airborne school. I about lost my train of thought. So what happens sometimes is people are literally scared. Like they want to go airborne, they get on the plane, they're up in the air, and they freak out. They're scared. It's like, all right, get up, we're about to go, and the person's just sitting there scared. well, you fail. You get sent to whatever unit you're going to go to. Your whole thing, where you're going to go is going to change because now you're no longer airborne, and maybe you were going to fill an airborne position, so things might change. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but just jump out of the plane. Like, you're going to be fine. Don't listen to, oh, you're going to break your leg or all this other crazy stuff. Like, you're going to be fine. So, but if you don't jump, then you're just going to not jump. Everybody else is going to jump out of the plane, and you're going to stay on the plane all by yourself and kind of do like a walk of shame getting off because you didn't jump. So just jump. Just jump. Just like I talked about with the guy who was scared of heights. You're just going to have to do things that you do not want to do, that you're scared of doing, but just do it. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. All right, so can you go to airborne school if you didn't get it in your contract? Yes, but it's going to be more difficult. You're going to have to talk to your unit. When you get to your actual unit after training, you're going to have to talk with them about it, and that is going to be hit or miss of whether or not there's even a position available for an airborne slot at your unit. So yes, you can go, but like I've said to everybody, get it in your contract. All right. How does the schooling work? Don't they help with college, or how does that work? Not exactly sure what you're talking about. All right, so Jeremy Jackson says, I'm struggling to pick an MOS. Any advice? First of all, yes, I mean, I have some advice, but ultimately it's up to you. So you can listen to what I'm going to say or not. If you want to fight, if you want to do all this stuff, if you want to be in the action, like in the action, then you need to be like a Cav Scout, an infantry guy, Special Forces, try to get Ranger in your contract. You need to do that. If you're kind of a techie guy like I am, then a 25 series, some kind of technical job is going to do you well. But at the same time, what I want to say is picking your MOS is not the end of the world. If you're wanting to be in the Army for longer than just your first contract, then you're going to be able to switch MOSs at some point in your career. It's even likely that more than likely you're going to switch your MOS at some point in your career. You're probably not going to, if you're in for 20 years, you're probably not going to stay a 25 Bravo, 35 Foxtrot. Like, you're probably not going to stay that MOS for the entire length of your career. So don't get too wrapped up into it, but you got to ask yourself this question. Like, when you're picking your MOS, one, what are some of the things that you're interested in? Is there an Army MOS that relates to that? No, there's not. Okay, so there's no MOS in the Army that relates to some of the things you're interested in. Like, I don't know. But the next thing is, like, what do you want to get out of the Army? Like, are you doing the Army just to be in the Army? Are you doing the Army to go and defend the country and to go and kill ISIS and just destroy terrorists, which a lot of people are joining the Army for that? Or are you joining the Army to help, you go to college? Or you join the Army to help you get a job after the Army? Like, you don't really know what you want to do right now. That's one of the reasons you might not be able to pick an MOS right now, but you want to do the Army. You want to give yourself a couple more years to figure out what you want to do. Well, in that case, I think, if you don't really know what you want to do, just pick something. But if you want to join the Army to help benefit your life after the Army, then you're just going to have to pick something that has civilian benefits on the civilian side, right? And I mean, there's so many jobs to pick. It's just something that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to sit down. I did it. Everybody who's joined the Army has done it. You just kind of have to look at it, weigh the pros and cons, like write on a piece of paper, what are the good things about this MOS? What are the bad things about the MOS? What can I do with this MOS on the civilian side? Will this MOS give me college credits if I want to go to college? Think of things like that. Just come up with pick 10 different MOSs. You should be able to just pick 10, but then just kind of narrow them down based on what you want to get out of the Army. But I mean, it's kind of hard for me to get a little bit more specific than that. Do I know much about 19 kilo MOS? Not a whole lot. I'm sorry. How does retirement work? Jennifer, you've got a lot of good questions. I'm just saying, you got a lot of good questions. But how does retirement work for the reserves or National Guard? I may have mentioned this once in a video, but it's probably buried somewhere in the videos. But anyways, if you're in the reserves and the National Guard, the retirement is different than active duty. If you're active duty, then you just do your 20 years, you get your retirement right away, and so that's kind of how that works. If you're in the reserves or the National Guard, it's based on a points system. So many, like if you do this drill weekend or whatever, you get, I'm throwing it out there, like I could look on my account and see how many points and stuff I've gotten. But let's just say you get 2 points for your drill weekend, one for the one Saturday and one for Sunday. Well, throughout the course of your career, all these points are going to add up and add up and add up and add up and add up. And let's say you did all reserve, like you never deployed for 20 years and you retire. Well, all those points are added up, and there's some kind of like calculator. I'm not sure what the actual calculator is, so I can't tell you like you need so many points, but it goes off of those points based on what the percentage of your pay is going to be at your rank when you retire. So if you retire as like an E7, well, however many points you have based off of that, based off of those points and your grade will depend on how much percentage of that pay that you retired at that you get. I don't know if I made a whole lot of sense, but the thing about the Army Reserves and the National Guard is you don't get your retirement pay until you're 60. So you don't get it as soon as you retire. So if you do 20 years in the Army Reserves and you retire, you do not get that retirement pay right away. So you have to wait. So you might want to just stay in the reserve for 25 years, 30 years or whatever. But that's kind of how that works. And also, the scenario I gave you was if you were just reserves, you never deployed. If you deploy, then all of that active duty time is added on to your reserve points. You get points for that, for the active duty time. So you're obviously going to get a whole lot more points. So when you retire as a reservist, if you have 3 or 4 deployments, then you're going to have a higher retirement pay than somebody who had only 1 or 2 deployments. So if you think of it that way, that's kind of how the Reserve and National Guard retirement pay works. It's a little bit complicated. It's different for everybody. Somebody's retirement pay is going to be different than your retirement pay. And that's kind of how it works. And there is a calculator. I think it's a little bit complicated. I've tried to calculate it for myself. I'm doing arbitrary numbers and ranks and all that, but that's kind of how it works. You get so many points for drill and active duty time, and that at the end of your 20 years, whenever you retire, all the points are calculated, added up, thrown into this algorithm, and you get poof how much money you're going to get when you turn 60. So that's that. I hope that answered it okay. I hope that did okay. All right. So anyways, do you know anything about 15 Yankee? No, I don't. What is a normal day at your MOS? I'm getting into 25 Bravo also. Are you talking about a normal day at AIT, or a normal day in the Army, or a normal day of the reserves? Not sure. So let me know in the comments which one you're actually talking about. I'm going to watch my fiance graduate boot camp at Fort Jackson in 2 weeks. Congratulations. Any advice? How's that post? So when you get to Fort Jackson, when you go in that gate, there's literally going to be a line on the road, and you're going to follow that line. So don't be too worried about figuring out where the field is. You'll find the line, and you just follow the line. And more than likely, there's going to be a lot of other people going there as well. You're going to get there. There's going to be a humongous field and parking lot for you to park on. But as far as any advice, bring a camera. Like, I'm sure you're going to be super excited. You don't really have to worry about getting like a super good seat, because you're going to be far away. They're really not going to be able to see you. You're probably not going to be able to see them unless they're like on the front rank. So I think, just come prepared. Maybe have a plan or, something. But, I think that's about all I can say on that. Plus, graduation from basic is awesome. I remember when I went to my brother's graduation at Fort Jackson, which is why I know about the whole line and stuff, because I had to find the line myself. Graduation from basic training is really fun. So, and for all you guys who are going into the Army, when you graduate basic, I wanted to make a video about this at one point. I think it was one of the first videos I wanted to make, which is like the feeling you get when you graduate basic training, like as the person graduating basic training, you get, for me, like one of the craziest, most accomplished feelings ever. It is by far, I mean, honestly, it's probably like top 2, top 3 happiest days of my life. Like, it could be number 1. Like, it's one of the greatest days of your life. You're gonna feel so accomplished. You're gonna feel like you're a part of something. You're gonna be a soldier. You're gonna miss your family. You're gonna be loving seeing them. There's a lot of good stuff that happens on that day. So, graduation from basic training is awesome. Would I go to basic training again to do it? Probably not. But I mean, that kind of makes graduation so cool, because we went through all this suck. You went through all this crap. You did all of this stuff that you never thought you were going to be able to do, but you did it. You made it through. You're a soldier. You've accomplished probably one of the biggest things you've ever accomplished, and it feels great. So anyways, I'm going to cry like a little baby. Yeah, you probably will. Just saying, you probably will. All right, so I'm a recent sub. Quick question. If I want a full-time MOS, I was just thinking about something. It might be getting dark. I mean, you can't really see there, but where did it go? If I want a full-time MOS, then I have to go active, right? Going through basic and NIT to just go back home don't make sense. It may not make sense to you, but it makes sense to half of the entire military. So, yes and no. So there's also this thing called AGR, which is like an active reserve. So you can be in the reserves and be active. So you can work every day in the reserves. That's also an option for you. You have to apply for that once you get into the reserves. But yeah, if you want a full-time job, which is active duty, then yes, you need to go active duty. All right. So Jennifer, let's read this question. All right, no pressure. If I join the National Guard and end up loving the Army, is it easy to transfer to active duty before my contract is up? I've talked about this before in videos. Easy is a word that should not be thrown around too much in the Army when you're talking about doing things, right? So is such and such easy? Is this easy? Is this easy? Is this easy? Somebody says something is easy, I hope it actually is, because a lot of things are contingent upon certain different circumstances. So if you join the National Guard and you're a good soldier, you want to be, I remember 68 Whiskey, you're a good soldier, right? Your commander likes you. Your commander knows you're a good soldier. You have a good PT score. Maybe possibly you're maxing out your PT test, but you have a good PT score. You're a good soldier, and you've been in for a little while, and you're like, hey, you go and talk to your chain of command and all that stuff. Then you talk to the retention officers and all that stuff. You're already maxing out the PT test. That is awesome. That is awesome. But if you talk to them and just be like, honestly, like you want to go active duty and you're a good soldier, then I think it's not going to be an issue. The only people it's going to be an issue for is the people who are not maxing their PT test, the people who aren't good soldiers, the people who just flat out, they're just not good soldiers. I think those people are going to have a hard time switching over, because you're going to need like a release to active duty form filled out and completed, signed by your commander and stuff. And again, if your commander doesn't like you, if they think you're a piece of crap, if they think you're lazy, they're not going to do it. So if you're a good soldier, I don't think it will be an issue. All right, so what were your PT scores? Currently, I maxed out my PT tests. So, but at basic training, I didn't max out the PT test at basic training because I didn't max the sit-ups. I got really close on the sit-ups every time. I got better each time. But before the Army, I had a really strong core. I could do a whole lot of stuff that people can't do with their core. But I never did sit-ups because I thought they were stupid. I still think they're a pretty dumb way to test your core strength, because a lot of it has to do with your hip flexors and stuff too. But anyways, I never maxed the sit-ups. I think I had to get 80 sit-ups, and I would get 77 sit-ups and 78 sit-ups, and so I was just really close. My push-ups were good. I think at basic training, I think I would get upper 80s for push-ups, and then my mile time, my best mile time of basic training was 11:43, I think, for the run time. So my PT test score, actually I don't think my sit-ups were even that high, because my PT test score was like 292 or 296. So I'm not 100% sure, but that was basically my PT score. Now I get 300s. The thing I struggle at the most now is the running. I'm trying to get that down back to sub 12. But you know, doing a 12:32 mile is not that bad. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I want to get that down to lower. But a lot of that just has to do with me. I've been running consistently. I just haven't been pushing myself as much as I need to get from a 12:30 to a 12 flat. If you know what I'm saying, like the more physically fit you are, the more difficult it is to get more physically fit. So that's the thing. But that was my PT score. That was a pretty good question. Advice on couples joining the reserve. Can you talk to each other during basic? How does that work? When you're at basic training, you'll be able to talk to them whenever you have your phone calls, so which will be at least, it should be 3 phone calls. How long those phone calls, I don't know. It could be 5 minutes. It could be an hour. It could be 30 minutes. But I think most likely you'll probably have 30 minutes to talk. So you'll call your your advice on couples. I don't know if you're talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband, wife, but you'll call them first, and then maybe you'll want to call your family. So you'll have to divvy up that time however you see fit. So if you want to, like for me, I have a big family, right? So I got 10 people in my family. I got 7 brothers and sisters, and my parents, including me, that's 10 people. And so I had a lot of people to call, and luckily sometimes those people all around for speakerphone. But yeah, that's kind of how that works. You should be able to call them. Talk about retirement pay. Do you feel like you can live just off of retirement pay? I talked about retirement pay for the reserves. So if you didn't see that, whenever this video uploads, you can look at this time, which is around 67 minutes. So an hour and 7 minutes, and then go back about 10 minutes, and you'll find me talking about the reserve pay. But can you live off of your retirement pay? If you're in the reserves, you retire in the reserves. No, I don't think you can live off the retirement pay because it's so much smaller than the active duty retirement. But active duty retirement pay, you're going to get a whole lot more. And whether you can live off of that or not, it's completely dependent upon what rank you retire at. If you do 20 years as an active duty soldier and you retire as an E6, I think it's going to be really difficult for you to live off of that. If you do 20 years in the Army and you retire as an E8, hopefully maybe even an E9, or you go the officer route and then you go up to like, I don't know, major, lieutenant colonel, then I think those ranks are going to be, you're going to be fine if you want to live off of that. Now I think most people, you know, let's say you join the Army at 20, you retire at 40 active duty, and you made it to major or something like that. So like you made it major, you're going to be able to live an okay life. But most people, I think, they're going to use that retirement pay, and they're going to have some kind of other side job or something like that. So retirement pay plus small side job equals a good life. And in that case, yes, I think you can do it. So like if you retire as an E6, something like one of the lower NCO ranks, then I think you're going to have, you know, like a regular job. I don't think you'll be able to deal with just like a side hustle kind of thing. All right, so Jack Rinda, appreciate videos most informative on YouTube about going into the Army. That is the goal. That is the goal, and it's getting super dark right now. Let me try something real quick. I don't know if that's going to help. That light might be a little bit too bright. All right, we're just going to see how this goes because it's getting late. I mean, it's 7:30 right now for me. I don't know where you guys are at. Also, I mean, I kind of want to see this, right? So leave a comment on this chat. There's 30 of you here right now. Also, if you haven't liked this video, hit the like button because that would be awesome. So leave a comment of where you live. I'm kind of interested to know. And then once you do that, like the video because that would be awesome. But yeah, it is 7:30 right now, so I'm kind of interested. All right, so it's 5:30 there in Colorado, Louisiana, New Jersey, Connecticut, Missouri, 7:30 New York. All right, so you East Coast guys, you're kind of the same spot as me. And right now I'm using the natural light, so right here is a big window. It's got the blinds over it, but I just opened up the blinds, and that's kind of what I'm using for light. At some point when I have the money to invest in this YouTube channel, so I can make money off the YouTube channel, then I can invest it back in the YouTube channel, then I would like to have a better setup. But I'm working with what I got to do right now. Like I said, with that one guy who asked a question about starting a new YouTube channel, I mean, technically, like, I've had this channel for a long time, but like, I've recently just started it back up, and I've been doing, it's been blowing my mind at the success of this channel currently. Puerto Rico, what? Are you serious? But yeah, like, side note, I want to have a better setup for you guys. But Puerto Rico, that is awesome. Another Colorado guy, another Florida, another Pennsylvania. That is awesome. Did all you guys like the video? Because, yes, that would be awesome. All right, so Verdon, Illinois, and it's 6:30. All right, so most of you guys are around about an hour behind me. Yes, y'all like the video. I love this. I'm just saying, doing these live streams are a lot of fun. Right now, I was doing it because I had some spare time. I didn't really want to make an actual video. I thought that this would be a little bit better for y'all and for me. But I just love the whole conversation aspect of live streaming. Like, it's really cool. And the fact that it also uploads a video immediately is also really nice. But I mean, I just love this. Like, ask a question, y'all. It's awesome. All right, so can you talk about downtime and basic training? I made a video of how much free time you have at basic training, and in that video I talk about a little bit about the downtime. And I about lost my train of thought, but I mean, you're gonna have downtime. You're gonna have like a couple hours probably, and during that downtime you can work out. You can do some push-ups and sit-ups. You can study stuff. You can you're going to be cleaning your rifle during your downtime. So every day when you have your rifle, you're going to clean it. So you can do that. You can clean it multiple times, get it as clean as possible. But then, like, the next day, you're going to shoot it and get it more dirty. But you can do things like I did, which was number one, workout. I had a big group. I was a platoon leader. I led everybody in the whole workout session. And then also, me and my buddies, we took apart our weapons and stuff like really quickly and put it back together. Which, speaking of that, I got a whole lot of new people, so we took apart our weapons. But like, as far as free time, you can write letters, work out, and mess with your weapon, or just talk. And those are like the 4 things you're gonna be able to do. But I have another thing. All right, so a lot of you guys are new to the live stream right now, but check this out. All right, so this is basically the way the live streams works. Most people don't watch the whole thing through. It's been like over an hour, and I know a lot of people haven't seen this, but this is my new gun. It is cleared, so there's nothing in the chamber right here. But this is my gun. It is a Ruger AR-556. Got it because it's really similar to. You've been here the whole time, Jennifer? What the heck? You're like ridiculous, right? That's ridiculous. You're really. That's awesome. But yeah. So this is my gun. I got this cool little skin here. I got. I replaced the dust cover right here. But that's it. There's the Magpul magazine and this thing. I got new handrails coming in. These are just the regular standard handrails. I got the regular A2 front sight. It's also a little bit different. Maybe I'll make a video on this. I don't know. But yeah, so I got this. So I want to make at least 1 or 2 videos that has to do with the gun. I want to make a video where I disassemble and assemble it. Maybe test how fast I can do it, because before I could take it apart and put it together blindfolded pretty darn quick. Maybe I can do that. Holy crap, guys. But freaking, this is my gun. Expect a video on it. I'm super happy about this. But Bradley Duff just became a super chat user, donated $5. Thank you. Like, right there. I'm pointing this at you. That was not how you hold it. I was, you know, that was a terrible way of aiming. But keep up the good work. Thank you for allowing us to ask questions. It really helps me trying to figure out what I want to do. Well, thank you for your support, Bradley. Like the fact that you did that, the fact that you're willing to do that means a lot to me. And also, it means like I'm really doing what I want to do with this channel, which is helping you guys. And answering your questions is ultimately like a main goal of this, which is live streams is awesome. So how do you donate? I think if you're on your phone, I'm not sure if you can do it, but if you're on desktop, there's like a super chat button that you can do, and you can leave a certain amount of money, and then write like a text, and it pops up to where I can like see it. And the more money you donate, I think the longer your text is there, something like that. But it's as of right now, it's like the best way and most efficient way to support me, I guess. Like I said before, watching videos, watch them all the way through. Like Jennifer, for example, I'm just giving her a shout out because she's like being awesome. Like if she's watched this video all the way through, the minutes watched, all that is going to improve the channel's ratings. So that means more people will be able to find my channel, which means more people will be able to get, I think, the questions that they want answered and the help that they want, and get that. So I think that is really awesome. So I just want to say thank you to all you guys. And I ramble on about this because it means a lot. Like, it really does. It really means a lot to me, and I'm so grateful because this whole channel has blown up more than I ever thought it was going to do in a short period of time. I know I'm not like at 1 million subscribers or anything, and I don't think that's ever going to happen. Like, I really don't. But, like, it means a lot. So, let's get back to a question. This is my gun. I love it. I shot it today, zeroed it. It's awesome. All right, so it's getting super dark right now. It's starting to get really grainy. Let me turn that. Oh, let me try this. Maybe that'll help. Maybe. Did that help out the lighting just a little bit? All right, so do you need a security? All right, so I got a lot of questions since I just went on a ramble for a little bit. Let's see here. Do you like U.S. Army soccer? I played 41 years soccer in the 40. You played 41 years of soccer in the Army? Are you serious? No way that's true. I'm calling you out. I'm just kidding. That's freaking awesome. Personally, I'm not a huge soccer fan. I see it. I think it's cool. But usually I don't like a whole lot of things that I suck at. And I'm just not the greatest person at soccer. Like, I'm just not. Like, I'm really good at other sports, but I just never got into soccer. It just, I think it has to do with where I live, like more of a baseball town, I guess. All right, so Ronnie is shipping to basic training in 5 days. It's coming up soon. Your videos have been very helpful for preparing. Also, you're doing Airborne and RASP after AIT. Wish me luck. I do wish you good luck. Please don't quit at pre-RASP. It happens to like 80% of people, and pre-RASP is like, it's like a holding company before you get to RASP, and a lot like I said, like 80% of people quit during that time. Please don't. I mean, if you don't want to do it, then you don't want to do it, but you know, if you want to do RASP, just stay committed to what's important. Like, why do you want to be an Army Ranger? Like, why do you want to be an Army Ranger? And that's something you're going to have to ask yourself, and something that I know for a fact in your near future, like in the next 5 months, like after you get done with airborne training and you get to pre-RASP, so you're going to ask yourself that same question, like, why do I want to do this? And remember it, like, you have a reason of why you're wanting to be an Army Ranger, and I think if you remember that, and if you have a good reason, you're going to make it through. So good luck to you. It's going to be tough, but I respect you a lot. All right, so you're on the phone. I have a lot of people still talking about the money thing, I think. All right. It's a great help, man. Super helpful info. I'm worried about reception. How is it for you, and can you give a brief about basic training? Almost my entire channel is about basic training, but how is reception? I made a video talk about reception. I've got a video on basic reception at Benning and a video on reception at Fort Jackson. They're both very different, right? I'm gonna turn this light on. So, turning the light on to help you guys can see me better. So, yeah. So, basic training reception at Fort Benning is horrible. It's probably going to be worse than your entire basic training experience because it's this place called 30th AG, and like it sucks. It's super boring, and they treat you horribly. At Fort Benning, they're going to take away your phone right away. You're not going to get probably any sleep the first night. If you do get sleep, it's probably only going to be an hour, right? At Fort Jackson, you're still going to be bored out of your mind, but they just don't treat you as bad as they do at 30th AG, which is at, again, Fort Benning. So if you go to Fort Benning for basic training and you're worried about reception, it's going to be one of the worst times of your life. If you go to Fort Jackson for reception, for the most part, from what I've heard from people, like if you went to 30th AG, you know, like it freaking sucks. If you go to Fort Jackson reception, like it's just not as bad, and I don't really know how to explain it. Besides, they treat you worse than drill sergeants almost. Like the people that work there are horrible. They're horrible. They're bad people. Like I don't understand. Like why do you have to treat somebody so bad for no reason? Like I'm just asking for a different size shirt. Like you don't have to treat me like I'm asking to massacre the entire world. But anyways, that's how reception is at Benning. Oh, you're going to Seymourn? Yeah, you're going to 30th AG. Have fun, buddy. Have fun. Also, reception for me at Benning at 30th AG was 8 days long. I was there in the middle, so there was people who were there 11 days. There was people who were there 7 days. But at Fort Jackson, apparently it's a little bit quicker. So I think they're just trying to like torture you at Benning. I don't know. But maybe that just could have been my experience. Everybody's experience is different, but I mean, it's at least going to be 3 days. All right, so any info on Fort Leonard Wood basic training? I haven't really heard anything special about Fort Leonard Wood as far as basic training differences or whatever. It's just Fort Lost in the Woods. There's nothing around it. Pretty sure MPs go there to train, but yeah, there's not any like crazy stories, I guess, about Fort Leonard Wood. Besides, there's nothing around it. Jack says my AIT is 48 weeks long. Which MOS did you pick? What is the process to getting more privileges, like leaving the post or wearing civilian clothes? So here's the deal. When you get to AIT, the privileges that you're going to have is going to somewhat vary depending upon the length of your MOS is AIT. So a 48 week long AIT, number one, you're going to get to have your car. So, which if you have an AIT that's longer than 21 weeks, then you get to have your car. So if you have a 48 week long AIT, you're going to have it's going to suck because it's long, right? AIT isn't all that great, but it's going to be a lot better because you have a longer AIT. I remember those guys there at mine, there was like some 25 series MOS has got like a 54 week AIT, and they were walking around like with their shirts off and like, you know, not in proper uniform because it was just a lot more relaxed because their AIT is just longer, right? They're kind of like when they've done 25 weeks, people have gone through basic training twice, right? So it's like they've been in for a while. They're just a little bit more relaxed. You're going to get to go off post more. You may not get to go off post initially, but I mean, after a couple weeks, you should be able to go, and that's usually how it works. Your privileges increase as time goes, so that's kind of how that works. Now, specifically for you, I just say it's gonna be a lot more relaxed than other people's are. So it's like some people who are gonna go to an AIT that's 13 weeks. Theirs is gonna be more strict than yours. So, all right. All right. Wish me luck going to Benning. 22 more days. Yeah, good luck, man. like I said, you got 3 weeks to physically prepare and mentally prepare yourself for knowing that you're going to be leaving your family. So make sure you're not on like bad terms with anybody, because you're going to miss them. You're going to miss a lot of things that you take for granted right now. And that's something that people told me when I went to a drill. Before I went to a drill at my unit before basic training, and one of the things that the guys and the soldiers there told me was appreciate what you have now, because you're not going to realize all the things that you take for granted right now, and you won't realize that until you don't have those things anymore. So keep that in mind. And I tried to think about that. I tried to think about certain things, and like, man, I'm just not gonna be seeing this stuff anymore, or have this stuff, or whatever. So, you know, appreciate the things that you have. 22 days is not long, and it's going to come just like that. Like, if you think about it, 3 weeks ago feels like yesterday. Well, 3 weeks from now, you're going to feel like it was tomorrow, right? So that's my thoughts on that. What are the hardest MOS to join into? I think, honestly, right now, the most difficult MOS to join into is the Cyber 17 Charlie, I think, but the 17 series, which is the Cyber branch, is new, and the reason it's difficult is because you have to have prior experience in that field. It's like, so you already kind of have to be a programmer. Like, so I'm a programmer. I'm hoping to get Cyber, but they're only selecting like this many people. And you have to have a lot of experience already in the field before you get selected. So I think that's the hardest one as of now. All right. Yes, Brett. That is good news for your AIT. 15 Yankees, 25 weeks. Yeah. So my AIT 25 Bravo, I think it should still be 20 weeks and 4 days. So I missed it just by like that much. The whole driving aspect. Corey, we'll get in a 270 to a 300 on APFT, give you certain perks and privileges during basic training. No. I think, like, yes. All right, so I don't think it's going to give you any perks or any privileges. The only thing it might give you is, for me, like, you might help you get selected for being a platoon leader if you want to be a platoon leader. You might get selected for promotion if you're an E1 or an E2 to get promoted up a rank at basic training. So that's how you could get promoted in that way. And also, it's just good to get a score like that. Now, the negative side about it is if you get a 300 on your PT test at basic training, not everybody gets that, and the drill sergeants are going to be looking at you. They're going to be looking at you, and they're going to be like, huh, like this private over here thinks he's something special. He got a 300 on his PT test, and he's bragging about it to everybody because nobody else got it. So they're going to be looking at you, and a lot of people like myself tried to fly under the radar at basic training, because when a drill sergeant knows your name, it's not necessarily a good thing. And a really good way to have a drill sergeant know your name is by getting a 300 on your PT score. So keep that in mind. All right, real quick, guys, my throat, I've been talking for about an hour and a half. My throat is super dry, so I didn't expect to do this for this long. I was only going to do it for like 30 minutes. So I'm going to go grab some water, and I'll be right back. All right. When do you get your weapon? Anthony Burke, when do you get your weapon at basic training? So I made a video on what red phase is like at basic training. That's the first few days. So if you want a specific day on when I got my weapon, go back and watch that video. But I haven't seen that video. Actually, let me do this real quick. So this book right here is the book that, or this notebook is the book that I took all of my notes down on, and I wrote down what I did every day. So for example, on June 6th, we just did PT and we went to the EST range, which is the video game shooting range, which is where you use a weapon like this, but they've changed it from a real weapon to like an air weapon. So it shoots. It doesn't shoot anything. It shoots a laser, but they have like basically they synthesize or like fake the recoil or like of it to make it seem real. And it's just like a little video game range. It's super awesome. Like if I was a billionaire, I would totally have one of those things at my house. But anyways, day 1 of basic training. I really want to answer this. So day 1 of basic training, get gears. Day 2. Day 3, we still didn't have our weapons. All right, day 4. I don't know if y'all can read this. My handwriting is also horrible. But day 4 of basic training, we received our M16 A4s, which I got M16s. Y'all are probably going to get M4s. And that's when we got them. So, anyways, you'll get your weapon probably around day 4 of basic training. It's not going to be day 1. Day 1, day 2 is a lot of paperwork and just passing out regular gear. All right. Hey, I'm listed as a 92 Sierra MOS. Do you have any info on that MOS? It's a striker system mechanic. I'm sorry, I don't. Like a lot of mechanical MOSs, things like that. Like I haven't been around that a lot. Like again, there's 170 different MOSs. You know, any given person might only know a good bit about 15 MOSs, 10 MOSs, because you're not always in contact with all these different branches and MOSs and stuff. So like if your unit is a certain MOS, then I mean you might not be in contact with a whole lot of other ones. What did you say, Wesley? Do you know if it's hard being a mechanic in the Army? Like I said before, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about being a mechanic. I'm not a huge mechanical person. Like I know a lot about computers, take it apart, put it together, all the things, how it works, circuit boards, all that stuff. But I don't think anything is hard or as hard as people make it seem. I think if you want to be a mechanic, then if you apply yourself, you're not going to have an issue at all. Dope gamer for life. Oh yeah. All right, so Akeem, I have an associate's degree with 108 student hours, and the school is accredited. So will I be able to join as an E3? Yeah, you're going to get an E3 for sure. Yeah, especially like if you have an associate's degree, you'll get E3. I think the cutoff, I mean, it's around that amount of hours or so, or less than that. So you're clearing the E3 rank by far. All right. Another cool thing, I haven't showed you guys any of this stuff, so I'm going to show you guys something cool. Again, I showed you my other gun, but this was my first gun. This is actually loaded right now. But this is my concealed to carry pistol. It's a Taurus PT 24/7. Anyways, just totally random. This is my pistol. Some people want to know what guns I have. I also have a shotgun in the closet, but I'm super lazy right now. It's nothing special. But this is my pistol. That was my AR-15 I just got. This is my concealed to carry weapon that I carry around as much as possible whenever I'm wearing a belt or something like that. But anyways, that was just a time filler to get some more questions. Matt Fritz, yo, what's up, man? What's up to you? Yeah. All right, so how many shots did I receive during my reception? I'm pretty sure at reception it was 7. I had 7 shots. That's including the peanut butter shot or whatever. And in total at basic, from reception to the end of AIT, I think I got 11 shots. So I got a couple more at the end of basic training, and then I got some at AIT as well. What's my MOS? 25 Bravo, kind of. You guys might know the story. Hey, my boy, shoot 'em up. I'm leaving for basic in a few days. I just want to say thank you for everything. You made this so much easier for me. Thank you. Thank you for your support, man. I say it a bajillion times. I've probably said it a bunch in this live stream already, but thank you. That's what I want to accomplish with this channel, is helping you guys out. All right, so does a peanut butter shot hurt as bad as people say? No, it hurts. You're rubbing your butt. You're gonna get it. as far as your butt goes, like I don't want to stand in front of the camera and show you guys where on your butt, but you're gonna go into this room. They're gonna tell you bend over, pull your pants down just a little bit. You're not gonna like totally drop your pants, but they're gonna stick you kind of like on the top center of your right butt cheek. And what you gotta do is you gotta rub it out for like a couple of days. So it's kind of sore. It kind of feels like you did a really, like if you did a really bad leg workout, right? Or a really good leg workout, and your legs are super sore. Well, it kind of feels like that, but only in like a small spot on your butt. And that's kind of what it feels like. But you gotta rub it out because it's kind of like, it's got like a knot and you have to rub it out. So anyways, that's kind of a fun thing to talk about. All right. How much do you carry your rifle during basic? Every day, everywhere you go, all the time. So that's how much you carry your rifle. It should be never more than arm's length away from you. So, like, technically my rifle is down there on the ground. Like, you should be able to be like, pick it up, got it. But, I mean, most of the time, your rifle's going to be sitting there, like, literally right next to you. So, and then when you're marching everywhere, you've got it on you. So you will have your rifle on you at all times. What was I most nervous about for basic? I wasn't. What was I nervous about? I don't know. Like that's a good question. Another good question that nobody has asked me, which is what I was nervous about. I guess I was a little bit nervous about drill sergeants because I didn't take ROTC in high school. A lot of people took ROTC in high school, but I didn't. So I didn't really know what the military life was like. Unlike my little brother, he didn't have an older brother like me to tell him what basic training was like. So I didn't know. Like the YouTube videos that I tried to search, like there wasn't anything out there. So I was nervous because I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I did not know what to expect at all. I didn't know how to march. I didn't know really anything military related. I've never shot a rifle. I've only shot my pistol because I got that pistol before I left for basic training, so I've shot that. But I mean, I wasn't really worried about the shooting aspect. I didn't realize how difficult it was to shoot 40 out of 40. So some of you guys, like even if you shoot at home, shooting 40 out of 40 on a range is difficult. Like I've gotten 39 out of 40, I've gotten 38 out of 40, but I've yet to get 40 out of 40. And I'm a pretty good shooter. But shooting 40 out of 40 is difficult. So, but I mean, I think that's just it. I just didn't know what to expect at all. And I think that's just what I was nervous about. I didn't know, like, am I going to hate this? Like, again, I didn't do ROTC before. My dad was in the Navy just for like 3 years, and that was 40 years ago. So yeah, I didn't know what to expect. Didn't know if I was going to like it or not. And I think that's just what I was most nervous about. So, anyways, all right. Are you going to do a land nav video? Yes, I'm going to do a land nav video. For the past 2 weeks, videos on this channel have come to an extremely slow outcome or whatever. Part of it has to do with what's going on with my life right now. The other part has to do with I just moved. Different background. This is my basic training platoon picture, by the way. But just a lot of stuff going on in my life right now, and I haven't felt... I've been busy, and then at the same time, I haven't felt super motivated to make a video in the past week or so. So that's kind of why I'm also making this live stream, because I just was like, I'm just gonna do it. So here I am, but I'm gonna make a video on land nav. I'm gonna make a video that a lot of you guys want. It's just I can't do them all at once. You know what I'm saying? I kind of have to live life and kind of like can't do everything. Like I have a lot of video requests, but land nav is definitely something that I want to do because I think it's really important for you guys to know before basic training. Like I really honestly believe that knowing land nav is important. That's why I think. Some people may not think so, but I think it is because you will literally be lost in the woods if you don't know. So anyways, I heard the enlistment bonuses are a scam. Is that true? Yeah, I think it's a load of crap. I know that there's one guy on YouTube who has made a video saying like don't get your bonus, and that's because he got screwed over or something like that. And I don't think you should be scared about that. I don't think you should be scared of the Army taking back their bonus. I mean, if it was on your contract or whatever. I think he made another video talking about how they're going to pay him back the money because they accidentally took it away or something like that. But I don't think it's a scam. Take the money. Like, it's nice. So yeah, Army bonuses, take them. Don't listen to that one video of saying that you shouldn't take it because you're literally just throwing away money. So if you got a $10,000 bonus, like, take the bonus. Don't worry about anything that possibly could happen, which might only happen to 0.00001% of people. It's like worrying about dying in a car wreck driving to the gas station or something. Like, just don't worry about it. Bring up that pic and show us. Should I? Yeah, whatever. I will do that. Alright. So, this is why I'm doing these videos, so I can do what y'all want me to do. Alright, let's see here. So, this is my basic training platoon. Again, I went to Fort Benning. This was the company and everything that I was in. And this is my platoon that I was in charge of for basically the entirety of basic training. And it was crazy. But anyways, so this is it. I can't really see if you can see anything. But I am right here. And yep, this is everybody. So these are all the people. These are all the people that I was in charge of. But that is it. And I'll hang that up in a little bit. But anyways, that's my basic training picture. I also have like a DVD and I have a photo album somewhere. I have a photo album of, they do like a school kind of templated photo album or photo school book. But yeah, I have that too. Alright. Alright, so number one tip for not falling out of ruck marches. Okay. Alright, so I hope the mic hasn't sounded weird because I had something over the mic, so I hope that didn't sound bad. But right, number one tip for not falling out of ruck marches. I think a lot of that has to do with your own inner personal motivation. So, how motivated are you, or what's your ability to motivate yourself? And ruck marches suck. I suck at ruck marches as far as comparing it to other things. Like a lot of other things in life or physically, like I'm good at. But when it comes to ruck marches, I have a short stride. And I think that makes ruck marching just a little bit more difficult for me because like whenever I take, 5 steps, another person's taking 4 steps. And when you add that up over 10 miles, it adds up to a lot of extra steps. So that's that. But not falling out of a ruck march is, I personally think, completely dependent upon your own personal will, because there's no reason you should be dropping out of it. Because like, let's say you're falling out and you're falling back, but you're, instead of 3 feet behind the guy, you're holding a position at 20 feet behind the guy. Well, if you can hold a position at 20 feet behind him, then you can hold the position at 3 feet behind him, and I don't see the difference in that. But some little tips on how to physically be able to make it. You're not supposed to run when you're ruck marching because there's this big slinky effect. So if you have a whole bunch of people who walk, they're slow, and then they run, and they're slow, and then they run. Well, then the whole company that you're going to be walking with, the 200 people, is there's going to be this big slinky effect that's super annoying. It's super annoying. Because you like to just keep a steady pace, but when you have to do a slinky, you have to run. But there's a couple tips. So like when you're going uphill, you need to lean forward. When you're going downhill, you need to lean backwards, right? It's kind of a little common sense. But if you want to speed up, you just have to consciously think about lengthening your stride just a little bit. And that's kind of how you can keep up with some people that are going to be taller, because sometimes like some people are like 6'5", and I'm 5'10", 5'11", and They just have a much longer stride than me, so I have to lengthen my stride out a little bit. I have to, just do what I got to do. But you're not allowed to run. But I think, honestly, it just depends on you, right? So are you going to drop out? I think everybody is capable of not falling out of a ruck march. It just depends on whether or not you have the heart to not fall out. My personal opinion, by the way. Anyways, how hard is CCNA 1, 2, 3? I'm at Gordon in software. Okay, are you at AIT right now? We did CCNA 1 and 2. I don't know if they have 3. If they do have CCNA 3 at 25 Bravo, then let me know, because that would be good to know. But I don't think it's that difficult. There's 2 weeks for each class, and yeah, I don't think it's too bad. So how difficult is it? I don't think it's that bad. If you've been doing what you got to do, that's it. All right, so how long were your showers, and were they warm or cold? They were warm in my showers. Some people at basic training, I have heard that they were cold showers the entire time. I personally only experienced, for me, they didn't say, oh, you have 1 minute to shower. But they did say you've got 5 minutes to shower and change and blah, 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 blah. So, you had, a short amount of time to shower there. But then other guys in other platoons in my company, they did these shower drills, 30-second shower drills, or shorter than that, where they would literally just kind of jump in the shower, wash off their head, and then jump out, and that was their shower. So it kind of just depends, but you're not going to have a whole lot of time. If you shower at night, then you're going to have basically as much time as you want. But after PT, when you shower, you're going to have to go upstairs, shower, change, and get back downstairs in just 10 minutes or less. So you're not going to want to take a 10-minute shower when you only have 10 minutes to get ready. So anyways, I'm so glad you're commissioning leadership like you. Makes me want 20 plus years. That's awesome. I'm glad that kind of motivates you a little bit. Just the fact that I'm doing something that can help motivate you guys, that makes me feel good and just further makes me want to do this stuff. All right, so I got a couple people asking about getting promoted. Chase Harper asked, can you get promoted at basic training? Yes, you can only get promoted from E1 to E2 and from E2 to E3. They will not promote E3 to an E4. So they will not promote a PFC, private first class, to a specialist. They will not do that. I was a private first class. They would have promoted me, 100% sure. I would have been promoted if it was possible, but it's just not possible because the way it works is arbitrary numbers. I don't know the numbers, but I just know this is how it works. Let's say you got a platoon of 50 people. They're going to give you, your company has 5 slots or 5 promotion slots from E1 to E2, and you have 5 promotion slots from E2 to E3. Well, basically that's what they're going to do. Is they're going to pick 5 people in each of those categories that are E1 and E2, the best 5 people. Like I said before, if you've got a 300 PT score, you're going to get one of those slots. You're going to get one. If you are a leader, you're probably going to get that. If you are a better soldier, then you will get promoted. So let's say there's 50 soldiers, 10 of them might be PFCs, 5 of them might be specialists, and then so out of the 50 people, there's going to be 35 of you, and there might be, I'm not sure the number, but it's probably between 5 and 10 available promotion slots. So if you can try to get to be top 10 in your platoon, then I think you're going to get promoted. So anyways, and the best way to do that is to get a 300 on your PT score. What's a good 2-mile run time? 13 flat. But seriously, good is a relative term that for me, if I got a 13 flat, I would be disappointed with myself. But for most people, if you can get in the 13s, so 13:59 or lower, I think that is a good PT score. If you are running a 2-mile and you're in the military and your run time is over 14 minutes, my personal opinion, unless you got some issue, I think, I think 14 or higher is 14 to 15 is average, and then below or above that is going to be slow. So I think anybody in the military should be striving to get below a 14. If you really want to work hard, getting that 13 flat or lower to get the max out for the PT run, that's good. But I think good is below a 14 minute, which is running 1 mile in less than 7 minutes for 2 miles. So your first mile is probably going to be like, I don't know, 6:40. Your second mile is probably going to be like 7:20. And then if you can do better than that, then you'll get below 14. So, all right, got a couple questions here. My boyfriend's at Benning right now, and they're currently holding him in processing until he gets an MRI because he had a seizure. That is bad, and I'm sorry for that. Do you know if he'll get his phone to contact me when he gets the MRI? If I'm being 100% honest, no, I don't know, because I don't know. I would imagine if it's serious, then you will find out. Actually, I know for a fact if it's serious and there's a problem, y'all will find out. He'll get to call home. If it's not serious and he's fine and he can continue training, you'll probably just get like a letter from him. But in that case, you might want to hope that you don't get to talk to him, because if you don't get to talk to him, then it's probably not serious, meaning it's probably not going to hinder him in any way from completing basic training. Because like if he has to like be on profile for a while and miss training and then he gets recycled, then you will be notified because his graduation date will change. So I'm sorry that happened. That really sucks. But if this is for any of you guys, right? When you go to basic training, if you get hurt and it's a serious injury where you're going to have to go home, or your graduation date is going to change because you're going to miss training, so much training, and you have to get recycled, your family will know. You will get to call them. You will get to, you will let them know that this happened, and whatnot. So, how can you get promoted in basic training? I've already talked about that like 2 seconds ago. Sorry. Furry Lunar, when they yell at you to get off the bus on the first day, is the back door an option? That's kind of funny, but no, it is not an option. And holy crap, I've almost been going for 2 hours. That's ridiculous. But the back door is not an option. If you did that, you would probably get smoked right on the spot. But I mean, if they open up the back door, then that's no whole nother story. But that's a good point. I was pretty far on the back of the bus. Like I was in like, at least 75% of the way back in the bus. And the back door was not an option. But yeah, try not to be close to the back door if you could help it. I mean, you're not gonna be able to help it, because when you load up on the buses in the morning, on the last day of reception, the first morning of basic training, you're gonna be in a formation, and you can't really control where you're at in the formation. So, thank you so much. So now I'm kind of hoping not to hear from him. Yeah. So, yeah, like if you don't hear anything from him, then it's probably not going to be that serious. So it's probably not going to, again, prolong his graduation date. Do they let you have moleskin in basic? We couldn't bring moleskin, as far as I knew. Moleskin is, if for those of you guys who don't know, moleskin is, I don't think I have any with me, but moleskin is like this really thick or really thin, kind of like skin, kind of cushiony, soft, sticky, kind of like a Band-Aid you can put on your heels and your feet. For when you're ruck marching, so that when you don't get blisters, or so that you can protect your blisters. But when you get to basic training, if you get blisters, which most people will, you can go to sick call if it's bad, and then they'll give you moleskin. But other than that, you will not have a chance to get it. I don't think for us I don't think we were allowed to buy it at the PX when we went. So you had to go to sick call to get the moleskin. So anyways, is it hot in the bus? Well, if you go during the summer, it is. All right. What happens when you're in basic during Christmas? I talked about this before. You are going to take 2 weeks of leave, somewhere around the second or third week of December, and then you'll come back like the first week of January, and you're going to be forced to take those 2 weeks of leave. You're going to go home, and then you're going to come back, and that's what's going to happen. If you're reading this, it's too late. I don't get it. Did I miss something? Can you have coffee? No. And yes, at the same time. So in MREs, there's these little coffee packets. A lot of people make Ranger Dip out of it because you're not really going to have time to make the coffee when you have your MRE because you just don't have time to make the coffee. But a lot of people make Ranger Dip, which is like you get the little coffee, you put it in a napkin, and you make a dip out of it. So that's what a lot of people do. So yes and no. You like J. Cole, that's Drake's album. Oh, okay, gotcha. And yes. If I have a Nintendo Switch, when can I take it? During or after basic? Don't take it to basic. Don't take it to basic. What I suggest for everyone to do, I think I should make a video specifically about this. It'll just be a quick video, but I think it's important. Before you go to basic training, you need to pack like a little bag, kind of like a vacation bag. You need to pack a bag of stuff that you want to be taken, that you want stuff to take with you at the end of base training to AIT. So maybe a couple extra t-shirts, a couple extra stuff. So the things that you wish you would have brought, Nintendo Switch or whatever, to basic training, you can take that most of the time to AIT. So if you pack a bag of some clothes or some stuff like that, and your parents can bring it to you for graduation, that would be awesome. Or your parents can just mail it to you when you get to AIT. So that's what the two options I would suggest. So you could either take that bag with you or get it sent to you from mail. All right, so how long will y'all have time to eat in basic training? It varies, but not long at all. I would say on average it was 5 minutes or less to eat. If you were the last person to sit down at the table, you had less time to eat because the whole table had to get up at the same time. So if you were the first person to sit down at the table, which you kind of, I don't need to talk about that, but if you're the first person to sit down at the table, you might have an extra minute. If you're the last person to sit down at the table, you might have one less minute. But I would say less than 5 minutes or so. But I think I'm gonna close this video off here in a minute. But all right, so a couple more questions. Closing the video off. You guys have been awesome. Anyways. Do I answer my DMs on Instagram? Yes, I answer all my DMs. I have a couple on my Instagram that I haven't answered currently, which I need to do that. Like, I'll probably do that right after this video. But if you want your question answered and you don't want to, if you leave a comment on a YouTube video, then I should get back with you. But if I don't and you want to send me a direct message, you can send me one on YouTube. But sending me one on Instagram is really great because I get notified on my phone. So if you want to send me a message that you really want answered, follow me on Instagram, then send me a message or whatever on there. And I don't even know if you have to follow somebody, but my Instagram link is in the description. Also my Snapchat. I don't post all the time on those things. I post more on Snapchat, I guess, just because it's something you can do real quick. But Instagram, I don't think I posted in a little bit, but that's basically the reason I have those in the descriptions for you guys to communicate with me. But yeah, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Snapchat. That would be cool. All right, so I'm gonna do like 2 more questions. 2 more questions. Leave your questions right now, and I'm gonna give you guys like, I don't know, 10 seconds, 30 seconds. So I'm gonna show you guys this one other thing. So this live stream has been something that I've shown you guys a few things. I've shown you for all you new people in the stream. Again, for the 5 billionth time, this is my AR, Ruger AR-556. I've shown you guys this. That's kind of cool. I've shown you guys my pistol, right? This is a Taurus PT 24/7, PT 24/7, 9mm. This is my concealed carry weapon. And another cool thing I have, which is I've talked about before, and that is this right here. That is, or this is, a sword that I was awarded last summer at the Army Ball in Orlando, Florida, for being the best warrior of the 103rd Sustainment Command, which is like well over 10,000 soldiers that I basically beat. So this is a sword. It's kind of engraved like right here. It's pretty cool. Last little cool little army thing to show you guys. The sides aren't sharp, but the end of it is. So like if I were to stab you, I could definitely stab somebody with this sucker. Like I could totally do that. But anyways, so that's what I decided to show you guys for the last few minutes of this. And hopefully you guys have left a few comments and hit that thumbs up button. Let's see, all right, so we got 32 people right now. I would really I think maybe I might talk about it sometime, but I would really like to get 100 thumbs up during a live stream. That would be super cool. And this is the closest I've gotten on the couple of live streams I've done. So 75 thumbs up, I'm 25 away. I want to hit that 100, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But 100 thumbs up would you guys have already made my day, because I hit 5,000 subscribers yesterday or something. What the heck? I feel like I'm looking at myself too much. I need to be looking at you guys. But anyway, so let's read these questions. 80, come on guys, just 20 more thumbs up, and we can hit a new channel record, 100 thumbs up on a video right now. The only videos I've gotten 100 thumbs up on have got 20,000 views. So if we can do this, y'all would make my day, because the day's almost over. And if y'all make my day now, then that's awesome. But anyways, I had a whole lot of people join. A lot of you guys are joining right now whenever I'm almost done with the live stream. Don't go anywhere, because you never know. I might answer a few extra questions. You're epic, bro. Thank you, Connor. I try. Okay. So anyways, not a question. I'm soon scared to leave my friends and girlfriend and be by myself in basic. Don't be scared of being by yourself at basic training. You're gonna make a whole lot of really good friends. You're gonna make a lot of really good friends, and I don't think you're gonna feel alone. So really concentrate on that. But anyways, guys, leave a like if you haven't left a like yet. I want to hit that 100. Before I finish this live stream, I want to hit 100 likes. Gosh, you guys you just all of y'all all of a sudden wanna leave a bunch of comments at the end of this. I mean, that's what I kind of asked for. I'll go back and like all your videos. You're funny, but that would be a lot. When you become an officer, will you be able to wear the sword with your dress blues? Technically, yes. I could wear this sword with my uniform. I have been awarded this sword. It's got this little hook right here where I can attach it to my belt and get the little holster thing for it. But technically, this could be a part of my uniform, which is super cool. I don't think I'm ever gonna do it, because I've seen somebody with a sword, and I mean it's kind of cool, but then at the same time, it's just that dude's got a sword. It's kind of cool, but then it's just I don't know. All right, I can't hit it twice. All right, so how much money did you get? How much money did you have after OSET, and was it deposited after graduation? I didn't go to OSET, but you get paid every 2 weeks. So you don't just get paid at the end of basic training. You get paid every 2 weeks on the 1st and the 15th of the month. But I mean, I had a couple $1,000s. It wasn't a whole lot, but a couple $1,000s, I guess. I honestly don't remember, but don't spend all your money. So there'll be like probably a t-shirt guy who comes at the end of your basic training, and they're going to want you to buy a whole bunch of t-shirts. Don't blow all of your money. I mean, buy a couple of shirts if you want to, but don't spend like $500 on stuff like some people do. Like, I'm serious. Like, whew. Alright, Alright, the 42 people watching right now, there's the same people. I had a couple people join. Hit that like button. I'm really close. Like, can we just hit 90? Like, 90 likes. Like, that would just be close enough. Like, you don't always reach all your goals, like, instantly the first time you try to reach them, but you got to keep going and going. So maybe in the next live stream I do, you know, maybe we could hit 100 likes that time, but this time maybe we could just settle for 90. But how was your final FTX? It was pretty cool. You get to do a whole bunch of more like army stuff. You get to do a lot of things you've been training for. All of the training you've been doing added up together into this one FTX. And you get to run your Styx lanes and your missions and fire blanks and kill bad guys with your blanks and stuff like that. So, hey, we got 90 likes. That would be awesome. It still says 89 right there, but I had somebody do a thumbs down. Well, that sucks. But anyways, I mean, if you don't like it, then you don't like it. But anyways, and they took it away. You're probably just playing with me. All right, so don't troll the like and dislike button. That's not funny, guys. That's not funny. I'm trying to hit a goal here. Don't mess with my goal. All right, so Brett, thank you. I'm happy I've been a lot of help. But all right, that is, I think, it. I've answered a lot of questions. I'm scrolling back through to see if there's anything I missed. Keep it very motivational and informational. Keep your head up, and I hope things start looking up for you. Thank you, Jennifer. I'm just now reading that one message. That's very nice. That's another thing, guys. On the last video that I posted talking about what I was talking about, you guys were so overwhelmingly supportive. Some of the things you guys said really made my day then, because I've been feeling down a lot. I mean, it's super dark right now. Gosh, I just noticed that. But I've had a really rough past couple weeks. It's not just the whole thing that I talked about, but like a couple other things, like not just work, but like bad things in just life has happened to me. So I guess it's been just like a rough time. And so I made the video, and a lot of you guys left a lot of nice comments, said a lot of nice things, and I just want to thank you guys a lot for that. It means a lot to me. And these YouTube videos, at sometimes, I mean, some people feel like I'm just talking to a camera, but like I feel like I'm talking to you. I feel like I'm helping you guys out. And when you guys let me know that I'm helping you, whenever you guys donate $2, $1, I don't even know if you can donate a penny, but if you donate a penny, like the fact that you're willing enough to do that, and that I'm making an impact in y'all's life, that I'm helping you guys with your military career, like it makes me feel really good, makes me really happy. And that's kind of like one of the things I want to accomplish in life is like helping a lot of people, and like doing this, I feel like I'm doing that. And again, like I don't have 1 million subscribers like a lot of people have, and I don't really care about that. I care about what I have right now, which is freaking 5,000 subscribers. It blows my mind. It blows my mind when you guys leave me messages and send me messages. And but yeah, like going through a hard time like I'm going through right now, it means a lot. Like more than you guys will ever know. It does. So I think that's it. Like Grizzy, you deserve it, helped us in so many different ways. Yeah, 7 more likes, guys. Again, it's awesome. One day we'll hit 100 likes. Not today, but I guess I'm just have to cut it short. It's getting late. Yeah, it's getting late. So 93. I don't know. We'll give it 30 more seconds or so. So all right, let's do this. Let me ask you guys one question. $1. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. $1.69. It may be a little bit, but it means a lot to me. A dollar, it means a lot. Like, again, the fact that you guys are willing to help me out, like Dom Kelton 420, thank you. Like, thank you. I wish I could like reach through the screen and just like go personally and like shake your hand and thank you and just be like, I appreciate it a lot. A lot. I really appreciate it. So, one last question that I want to ask you guys. So, I'm going to make a video this week. What video topic do you want it to be about? What video topic do you want the video for this week to be about? This is going to be the last question I'm answering. We can touch hands through the monitor. Right here. Here's my hand. Here's my hand. Touch hands. A lot of people do this at the end of their videos. They go, boop. So here's my hand. Anyways. Yeah, so thanks so much for the nice information. You're the best, man. I would donate, but I can't figure it out on my phone. What the heck? That's fine. Just the fact that you're willing to means a lot. Leadership. I made a video on leadership, what it takes to be a leader, and stuff like that. So you can look that up on my channel if you're really curious about that. But all right, so duties as a platoon leader at basic if you haven't already. I made a video talking about what's it like being a leader at basic training. Dude, you're my favorite person to watch. That's awesome. That kind of makes me feel really good that I'm being me. Like, if you guys, if maybe one day down the road, by the way, we're 6 likes away on this whole 100 like thing. But if one day down the road, I run into one of you guys, like, I'm me. Like, this is me. And like, if you all think I might be the same or different or whatever, like, this is how it is. And the fact that like some of you guys like really enjoy my videos or enjoy all this, it's really cool. Really cool. All right, so if you're not an American, maybe see about lane nav. All right, we'll see about this. We'll see about best YouTubers. All right, I see a couple of y'all's video topic ideas, but I'm gonna answer this question. I'm not an American. How can I enlist in the Army, the American military? Please, I could really use some help on that. All right, so if you are not an American and you don't live in the U.S., well, then you're gonna have to move here. But if you like live in the U.S., I don't know the exact process, but I'm 100% certain you're still going to have to talk to a recruiter. So the best advice I can give you is go tomorrow. If you really want to do it, go tomorrow, go talk to a recruiter and say, hey, I've got my green card, I got my work visa, whatever you have, however you are either in the country or whatever. If you don't live in the country, if you live in Europe or something like that, call somebody that you got to do, or call somebody that kind of knows more than me and just ask them. But that's what you're going to have to do. It's not going to be super complicated, but when you join the military as a non-American citizen at the end of basic training in AIT, you will become an American citizen. So that's something that's super awesome. So anyways, I think that's it. I'll PM you. I know the answer for the non-citizen guy. Yeah, so if that's another awesome thing for this channel. If any of you guys like other past military or have some certain experience, if you know the answer to somebody else's question, please answer that question for them, because I don't know everything. And the fact is, like, as a cumulative, like the 5,000 people that we have, you guys could collectively know more in a lot of areas than I do. Like more than like, so if you know somebody's answer to their question, please do them that service of us, our community, of building that. So yeah, we are 3 more likes away. I haven't even noticed that. So maybe, I don't know, 3 more likes, guys. So all 38 of you watching this right now, 3 more likes. We're going to get to 100, and then that's going to be awesome. That's going to be a super awesome accomplishment for me and this channel and you guys. That's awesome. All right, so what are you guys thumbing down for? Like, what the heck? Like, I wanted to stay on, but I kind of was rambling. Like, I kind of do that. sometimes, but all right. So, all right. So, let's see here. I've been watching for a few months now, and you've actually helped me a lot in learning about the military life. Please keep up the great work. I absolutely love your videos. I absolutely love you. I don't see 100. Some of you guys said 100, but I see 99 with 2 thumbs down. Oh, it just hit 100. Yeah, there we go. 100 likes. That's awesome. I see a few of you guys or saying some things, like you know some things like with the whole citizenship thing. That is an area that I don't know a lot about. There is this one guy in my unit. He is not a U.S. citizen, and he is waiting to go to basic training. And so that's how I know some of the things I know about the whole process of him enlisting as not a citizen. But again, a lot of you guys know a whole lot more than me. 101, you guys are awesome, freaking awesome. Thank you guys. Like, I don't know, like a lot of people say to do something special for 5,000 subscribers or 100 likes. You know, some people do like, oh, if you do a $10 super chat, then I'll do XYZ. Or if we reach a certain super chat threshold, I don't know, that would be kind of cool, just kind of working together. 104. All right, so question, are you 3 thumbs and down? Are y'all just playing with me, or do y'all really not like this? Because I don't know, 105, like how did we do that? How did we go from struggling from 97, now we're at 105? So anyways, all right, so that's actually a really good topic, Grizzy. Best and worst leaders I've ever had, both bad and good. I'm gonna at least write that down for like a future. I'm literally writing it down because that's a good thing. All right, so that's it for this video. Like, this has been a really fun live stream. This has been a really fun live stream. It's like the most fun one I've done. It was only going to be like 30 minutes. I was only planning on this thing being 30 minutes, but you guys gotta be freaking awesome, and like, you guys are just awesome. So that's it. I hope you guys have a great night. I know some of you guys are off, you know, on the West Coast, so it's only like 6 o'clock for you there. But I hope you guys have a great night. Great day tomorrow. I'm going to upload a video this week at some time. I've got to work all day tomorrow, so the video is not going to go up tomorrow. And maybe Tuesday, at least by Wednesday, I'm going to have a video. But yeah, that's what I got going on. I'm working all day tomorrow. And yeah, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. For all of you who stuck around for longer than a minute, thank you. For all of you who hit that like button to get the 108 likes. I mean, oh God. Seymour. Oh, you gotta finish the video out strong, man. Like, $20. $20. That's awesome. Like, do you want to say anything before I finish this video off? So, am I back? I almost lost you guys. Are y'all still there? But anyways, what just happened was my brother called me. But thank you so much. Can't wait for basic next week. Your videos have helped prep so much. I'm super happy that happened. Anyway, so yeah, again, I'm sorry my brother just called me. I had to decline it. Then the whole live stream had to reconnect. But yeah, that is an epic way to finish out a live stream. 100+ likes, the biggest super chat donation ever. I appreciate that. A ridiculous. I can make it just. I could go on forever about how appreciative I am of all the support you guys have been giving me. But at some point, I got to end the video. I've got to do it at some point. So, and that point is right now. I love you guys. Hope you guys have a great day. And I will see you guys later. All right? And end.